Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Ooh. Okay, I can hear myself. So, today I'm going to show you my painting of that android. Yeah, I play a game called Genshin Impact, uh, but I didn't make. I actually made a painting last week based on that game. So, first of all, I apologize for any noise pollution because people in my place do not drive with their eyes, they drive with their ears, so there will be a lot of horn noises. So, sorry for that, first of all. Second is, as I mentioned before, that I took a poll about which topic I should cover next as my painting, and it stayed on tied. Like every topic got 25%. There were four topics for like weeks. So I couldn't paint, and then someone gracefully changed that, and then this was the topic that was chosen. That is a human machine hybrid. Okay, so I'm going to start the painting video. Let's see. Uh, One thing is that this painting took me around 7 hours, so I had to reduce the time frame, and I made it around 1 hour. I did not delete any part of the painting, but I had to, increase the speed because I really don't think anyone would stay video, and I really don't think I can talk that long for 7 hours. And the reason it took me 7 hours is mostly because most of the painting these days I do, I actually have a lot of art block, so it takes time for me to imagine things, as well as I'm using a tablet and a finger, so it's not that speedy. When, yeah, I sped it up because 7 hours long video I really don't think anybody would watch. So yeah, this painting particularly is inspired by two of my other painting. Two of my other paintings. One was in the thumbnail. If you guys saw that, I actually posted a video about that on that painting. It was made in Krita. Another pen, not it was the second one. Isn't a painting. It was a sketch kind of. That was another one, but I didn't make a video on it. So I kind of merged those two drawing and made this because I was having serious lack of imagination. So yeah. So which game do you play? You said you play games. Mm, I only play one game right now because I really don't have time to play a lot of games, and that one game is really time consuming for me. Paint? What do you mean by paint gallery? Like all my paintings? Then you will find them on my Instagram. Or you are asking me to show me the brush settings and all, because I actually those are included here, but probably it's too fast. mm, there's a time delay, I think. Yeah, all my painting they are on the in my Instagram. Okay, another thing is that first thing is Oh, you mean the Ibispaint gallery, like when you open? Okay. Yeah, I will maybe show someday because actually I'm working on some of the projects, like for some people, so those I cannot show. Like those are like, I wouldn't call them clients, but yes, they are kind of my clients. So I'm also working on those artworks. So those I cannot show. But apart from that, yeah, most actually nowadays most of the painting I'm doing is on Ibispaint. Like I'm not using Photoshop or any other painting apps right now, because first of all, the portability of a tablet is uh, much better than any PC based software, like any PC based system. Like if even if you use a laptop is bigger and heavier than tablet. And another thing is, for a laptop, if you want to use a software like Photoshop and all that, you need to have minimum 8 GB RAM, and then some good processor and all that. But the tablet, this is a very cheap tablet, by the way. I'm using is a Samsung Tab A, I think. So it's very cheap and is portable. And actually, this paint is really good for painting and all that. In fact, I started um, how do you call it, web, not web comics, a comics series for someone. I was working on that. I thought I will work on Ibispaint rather than using any pricey software, and it works really great. Another app is there, which is Krita. Krita is good. It's free. It's absolutely free. A little heavy. I think it's heavier than Photoshop. I really shouldn't claim that, because some people will come and say, no, Krita is lighter. It could be lighter, but for me, Samsung Galaxy M01. I've never heard that, but okay. Yeah, in phone I sometimes draw, but my eyes, I have 100 years old eyes. Like I can't see what I'm drawing, and very thick fingers. So if I try to draw something, it completely covers by my finger. No, for Procreate, you need rich people's tablet, which is iPad, and I'm broke. I'm really poor, so no, no. I think if I get to access, like if oh, the horns, if I ever get to use the app, I don't think it's super difficult, because most of the app, what I've seen, that once you understand the basic mechanism of it, is absolutely fine to, I mean, it doesn't take much time for people to learn, you know. Okay, by the way, I'm doing the sketch using pencil brush, which is really really great in this app. I think I used similar brushes on Photoshop, and there are some good pencil brushes on Krita as well. But I found this particular pencil brush, which is pencil number one, on Ibispaint, is really good. Like it actually gives you a very how should I say, not so smooth, very uh, yeah, I don't know what to say. Like it gives a very natural look, like you are actually drawing with a pencil kind of look. And you can twig it. Like I reduce the opacity. Generally I reduce opacity of the brushes depending on how I want it. If I want something darker, I would use full opacity, and if I want to draw some lighter places, I will reduce the opacity. Generally, during sketch, it doesn't matter. For brush, uh, for pencil brush, not any other brush. Pencil brush has this versatility, like versatile. Uh, First person who has many subscribers. Yeah, I can't imagine, because the problem is, especially for art YouTubers, it depends on location. Basically, if there's a lot of demand for art, if you are in a location where people actually enjoy art, love to watch art, you will get lots of followers. And then there are places where people don't give a damn about art. So yeah, And it really doesn't matter to me anymore because I enjoy doing all these videos. So that's why I have like huge gaps between my videos, because whenever I can upload a video, I do that. So yeah, another thing I want to mention is that yeah, this is really bad. The lips are really, really, I don't know what I was thinking when I was drawing that part. Like, this was bad. I generally, when I draw any human figure or like any figure, that is character, any, so I use a lot of geometrical shapes, like basic shapes first, so that I can have an idea like what I'm trying to draw. It's very difficult if you are not using any reference. Like, you want a certain position, but you really don't know how to do that. So the best thing is, apart from using reference or 3D models, the best thing is to first create a structure like a skeleton with all the geometrical shapes, oval, circular, or all other shapes, and then you figure out how you want your character to be, and then you carry on with detailing. Yeah, I actually made a video on glowing, make things glowy. How do you call it? Like, it calls how to glow stuff up. So it is about glowing mushrooms. Like, you can just go down my playlist, not playlist. Like, if you see the all the list of uploads, you will find there's a video where I actually gave a detailed I made a detailed tutorial where I actually give all the details of how I create this glowing effect. There are lots of ways of glowing effect, by the way. It's not just one way. You want to create how are you going to glow something up in white screen? White is the white is the boss of all the glows. Like, if you want to add glow to something, you just have the color as an aura and add white in the middle and it will look like a glow. So how are you going to look something shiny in a completely white screen? Like, if you are talking about something that is whitish, or like how do you call it, like grayish white or off white, creamy white, then there still can be possibilities. But if you're talking about completely white screen, you can't. I don't know, it's what are you trying to trying to create? Like, what is the topic of the drawing or painting? Like, what is your aim? That without that, I can't really give you any suggestion. So I'm right now doing the out like cleaning part, the clean outline, and I am using the same brush, but if you notice, I'm using a lower opacity brush. I reduced the opacity a bit because I really didn't like that extremely dark outline. Also, because I'm not going to keep this outline, so I really don't know why I worked so hard on this outline, even though I did not keep them properly. They were there, but most of them were blended. Okay, you want to create a glowing ball, right? Why do you need a off-white background, by the way? You can use color dodge or screen or add blending mode for the ball. And if it depends on the like the aura of the, like, which color do you want for the ball to have as an aura? If you say white, yeah, I don't know what to do. But what is the drawing, like what is the topic of the drawing or the painting? Like you want a white. Oh my god, these people are really blind. This amount of horns they blow is noise pollution. Anyways, blue. What blue? Blue. No, I mean, is this an action figure that you want to draw? Like something is happening in a with an off-white background, or what? It's like Dragon Ball Z or something, some power fight or that kind of thing. I mean, why is it necessary to have off-white background and a foreground with blue, not blue, sorry, foreground with white as well? Oh, for the animation. Okay. You can do one thing. If you are doing animation, you can have outline. Yeah, you can have an outline, to separate two whites. And if since you're doing moving pictures, like which animation is, you can use, I mean, it's better to create the animation with outline so that people can see. I mean, you can do that off-white background and white glowing ball, but how would it look? I mean, I can't even imagine how it would look if you do that. Like, why would you do that? I mean, it's not impossible, but it's just, I really don't understand the reasoning behind just doing just a ball dropping animation. Then you can just change the background if you want to show the ball, the glowiness of the ball. No, it's okay. I'm just trying to understand what you're trying to achieve, because if I don't understand, I won't be able to give you a good solution or a good suggestion. Like why it is necessary for you to have a completely white background with a white foreground. Like, is it mandatory or not? If there are other ways to improve that, that's what I was thinking. It's not like I am criticizing you, I'm just trying to understand what's the point of it. Because generally when I do animation, most of the time I'm super lazy, so I keep the outline, generally speaking. And second thing is, what I do is, I make a sharp contrast between background and foreground, so that I really struggle to create contrast. Even in this painting you will see that I'm having a real struggle in my life to create such contrast. But what happens if you create stark contrast between foreground and background? People's Generally, you have to assume people's brains are lazy, so they will uh, prefer something that they can easily catch, their eyes can easily catch. So I always think that way. Like, I always think everybody is as lazy as I am, though that's not the case. But I just, if I can think that people are as lazy as I am, then I am making something for the laziest person. So that's why I generally make things with, with, it's not exactly robot, it's a human, a machine hybrid. It's half android or something. I still don't know the exact terminology, but it's kind of science fictiony. What is painting? What is painting? What? I don't get it. Hmm. You mean painting, right? Yeah, I get it. You're talking about painting. Okay, so this is the part I actually worked most, where I um, did my outline and all that. I really had no idea it would be this much intensive, because generally when I use only color is just start throwing colors on the canvas and then create a shape and then you go from there. But I decided to give her a lot of detailing, give the character a lot of detailing, and that was a huge mistake for lazy person like me, because this is not for lazy people. Like, it was such a headache for me when I was drawing. I wouldn't say headache, because the satisfaction of uh, looking at it after it was finished, though I didn't like some of its parts and I didn't even rectify it, like I didn't correct those things. I don't know if people can see that. No problem, you can come back later and watch it then, because it will be there. Or you can put it on charge, you put your phone on charge, because my phone is also on charge, and I'm using it for chat basically, the phone. And because the tablet is there just to show the painting. As for the detailing on the body, I just started it randomly. Like, I know some when I drew similar characters, someone asked me, "Oh, how did you get the inspiration? It looks like you have looked at something and then drew that figure." And I was like, "No, I just started drawing bunch of circles and rectangles, and it just formed itself." Because let's face it, this is imagine, like, this is everything about this thing is imaginary, it's not real. So whatever you draw, it will work. I mean, when I say whatever you draw, I'm not talking about like bizarre things, but yeah, I mean, basic things. If you have seen some mechanical objects or even some robot designs, this is very common. Like, these designs are very common. Blockman? No, I have never heard about Blockman. Is it something like Minecraft? Blockman, I'll check that. Have you ever played? I'm going to talk about this game, but have you ever played Genshin Impact? Oh, okay. Blockman is something like, okay. Because right now that's the only game I'm playing, Genshin Impact. Though I'm not playing as much, but yes, I'm playing because the labyrinth. I mean, if you are playing, you'll know there's a event going on, labyrinth, and the fighting are in the inside labyrinth. The fightings are really. I think it's better than Abyss. I know maybe it's controversial for some people. Why not? It's good game. I mean, it is a bit heavy on mobile phones. The game is like, for me, it's like 15 GB or 18 GB space, and then it starts to, right now is hanging, like it started getting my phone getting hanged because of that game. And another friend of mine, he also said that his phone is having same problem. So uh, it's just not me. And he, I don't know what he's doing, he's probably playing through PC. um but so that's why I play, don't play that much, but I play some of it, and it's good. The game is, I mean, some part of it is good. Like, after you finish all the archon quest, all the side quests, and all the story quest, you'll be darn bored. till the next area is released. This time it will be Sumeru. Like I think Sumeru will be released next year, so most probably won't have a lot of things to do till next year. Yeah, if I think then you need minimum 4 GB of RAM, but it's best if you have 8 GB RAM, and obviously a good clock speed is important. And yeah, for cell phone, I think there are requirements, but yeah, it is a heavy game. I'm not gonna lie, it is a really heavy game. No, it's my even in my phone is having problem, so I don't use it as much as I mentioned 1,000 times, because I'm really feeling sad that I can't play anymore properly and I can't grow. Granny's House, is this a game? Painting based? Then I can try making a this thing live stream of the game if it's good. Granny's House, let me check. Is this a mobile game? I hope so. Granny's House. Oh, this is a horror escape game. How am I going to have ideas from? Oh, this is a horror game. Yeah. I was thinking this is some sort of cute, friendly game or something. Oh my god. Ah, yeah, character ideas. Yes, that's. But the problem with copyrights, right? Like even if you get inspiration from games and other characters from movies and all that, you still can't. Like a lot of companies actually do that. Um, Even if they find some likeliness of like similarities between their characters and yours, they might ask you to take your work off of social media. Like I actually happened to with me as well. Like I painted something which vaguely similar to a movie's character, and they kind of sent me a notice like take it down. So that's why I prefer to draw or paint things that doesn't have any similarities with, at least knowingly I don't draw anything that has similarities with any famous character or something that belongs to a company. Horror, okay. Yeah, I saw some of the picture actually for horror characters, and those are really interesting. Like I haven't painted much of those type of characters like horror or scary ones, but yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how it would look. I actually saw an artist to do that. He was painting something really scary, and I was like, wow, his work was so good. Even if it even not even if even though it was scary, it felt really good. Like it felt really good watching him working on that painting. One thing is true about the game I'm playing, Genshin Impact. The characters I don't really like that much, but the landscape. If you're into landscape painting, I would say like it will give you a lot of inspiration. I don't know if you like landscape painting or not, but landscape painting is amazing. Um, if you want to try, that is. So um, there are some games that are, and there's another game, Ori or Uri, I forgot the name. Amazing work. So I used, by the way, I used watercolor bleed brush for the shade and watercolor water for blending the shade over here. So I'm creating a value like all in grayscale so that I can understand the values. Where should be the darker parts and where there will be lighter and all. Generally, there's one main light source here, and that light source is near her finger. That was in my mind basically. Like, I know if you don't see the whole picture, you wouldn't understand why the light source is on her face. The light is falling on her face. Where is the light source? For me, it was on her finger, like closer to her finger, that area. And that's why the light, so I created the light source like that, because till then it was in my head before I painted it. So I know it is difficult for people to understand what I'm thinking from just watching the video. I like landscape. Yeah. More than characters, I prefer landscape, painting landscape, because it's just, and also fantasy or science fiction landscape. Yeah, I just dig them. I absolutely love fantasy landscape because you can do so much with fantasy landscape. A lot of things that's not even present in real world. You want to do that in, like, you want to see that in real world, but you can't. So what you do is you do it while you're painting. A lot of thing you can do with fantasy, like there could be scary landscapes, there could be really warm and friendly fairy kind of landscapes. Fast, I for me, I don't know, I'm super slow. For me, everything is slow. Like, if I draw a character, it's slow. If I draw a landscape, it's slow. Slow, slow, slow. So I really won't say that I draw fast, but yeah, if you're good at painting landscape, then probably you will be faster in landscape than drawing characters. Also, do you like sketching first and then coloring, or just you just start with coloring? Okay, it's very difficult to have a conversation because there's a delay. So, hmm. Okay, I'll just let you marinate in that question, what I asked. And okay, so this is the part that I was talking about where I actually um, let go of the outline. I started blending it. Oh my god. I'm so sorry for the noise. It's so annoying. They can't just see, they cannot see where they're going. They just want to use their horns. Okay, I generally, you sketch first and then color. Yeah, that's great. I sometimes do it. Sometimes when it's landscape, I prefer it like just start with coloring, because I love, blending colors. If you see my last video where which I'm, it was a kind of a landscape but a bit of science fictiony and fantasy type. I started off with colors and then I started blending them. It's so satisfying to do that, blending colors. And this is the problem with me when I draw with first I sketch or do an outline. This blending, this is what I'm doing right now, is so annoying for me. But I really want to create depth. Like, for example, look at her hair. I want to create depth in the sense that you can see that with shadows and light, there's distance between each lock of hair. These are not hair per se, but yeah, you get the idea. So with outline, it's how should I put it? It looks okay, but still I feel like I can't create enough depth when I use outline. So this is the reason I can't draw with outline. There's another reason, which is the main reason, because my first digital art, I when I started off digital art, I used to have Photoshop 5, creative, what is this, CS5. CS5 is creative something service. I forgot. um, so Photoshop did not have any stabilization option. Yeah, thanks. So Photoshop did not have any stabilization option. Photoshop CS5 and CS6 did not have. Photoshop CC, I think from 2018 they have stabilization option, but before that, oh yes, thank you, Creative Studio. I haven't used Photoshop for so long that I don't even remember. Thank you, Dream Striker. So till Photoshop CS6 they didn't have stabilizer. So the problem with doing outline is like, I have a very shaky hand, mostly because I just I don't know, like at that time I had I mean, now probably it's a bit better, but back then it was really shaky. My hand was really shaky. So I couldn't draw outline without stabilizer. Like, forget the stabilizer. Like, they didn't have anything in those early versions. CC does have that. Krita has it, but Krita's previous version of Krita had really bad stabilizer option, but now they are better, much better. And now most of the software does have that stabilization option. Um, but since I started off with apps that didn't have stabilization, so I thought, why bother doing outline, because I'm not going to have clear straight outline. So I'm not going to yeah, it's just, it's very difficult, you know. To when you're starting off is very difficult, but after that it becomes fine. But that when you start having a habit of, you know, not drawing the outlines and all that, then it's kind of, it sticks to you and you are stuck with that kind of painting. And also I really liked color based painting. So I stopped. I never drew anything with outline, and I just like, I'll color. I'll just do it with color, and it looked better anyway with without outline, because I didn't have to worry about smooth outline or anything, and you could just blend the colors and bam, you're done. But then when I started using apps that have the stabilization, it changed. But still, somehow, I really couldn't go back to drawing outlines. So even when I draw proper outline nowadays, I just blend it with colors. Here you can see that I'm blending all the outlines. Also, another thing I've noticed, when I zoomed in, it's kind of pixelating a lot. Like the outline, generally other brushes don't do this much of pixelation. My first video was, I think, creating an animation on Flash. I think that's the first video I made. Probably. I have to go back and check, but something like that. That's the one I made on YouTube. So that was my first video. Again, probably. And I used to use GIMP a lot back then. Nowadays, a lot of people ask me questions about GIMP, and I said, I stopped using GIMP for 5 years, so I really don't know what you're asking. GIMP has evolved probably since then, but I don't know. Now this is another layer of shadow. What I realized that instead of adding more lights or lighter color, if I add shadows, it actually works the same, because the darker shadows you're adding, the lighter the other parts look. So you don't really have to add super light colors or anything. But of course you need some shines that I added, but apart from that, I think shadows work marvelous. Like shadows could be the foundation of any painting. And when I say shadows, do not mean like really thick dark shadows. There could be different um, layers of shadows. uh, okay, so fan art means I have to be fan of something. I don't even know you, like I'm not a fan of anything. If you're saying that if I can draw you, yeah, I don't draw people actually. So I won't be able to draw you. I have tried a portrait before, um obviously for clients, but yeah, that's it. Like it's not my area of expertise. If you give me a landscape, probably I'll be able to draw it, like some sort of place or something. But persons, I really can't draw. Oh, so it doesn't involve a human face, right? Because I'm horrible at that. So if you are asking me of about drawing about a game character, so I'm kind of drawing a game character, right? It's not specifically you, or did you customize the character? I hope it looks a bit cartoony, because if it looks like a real person, probably I won't be able to draw. Did you customize the character or? Okay. So yeah, I'm adding more shadows, and just keeping in mind the light source is on the left side, left to near her hand. Also, that because of that, most of the light source shine I kept on that direction, except on her ear and shoulder. So that is another direction. You didn't tell me if your character is um, customized or not, and how it looks. What's a somke? I don't know who somke is. So as you can notice that if I add a bit more shadows with near the outline, and I'm actually using the same outline layer where I'm adding the shadows so that I can blend the shadows with the outline. I think that's easier as well to make the outline disappear. And also the shadow will work as um, kind of a kind of a barrier between two objects, like create a division, so you can understand that okay, this is separate from the other part. Okay, so what were you saying? Okay, do you guys like to see some arty games? Because I really feel like I want to um, live stream some of the art based game. Like there are some really artistic games out there, and I haven't tried them. and I really want to try them. See, this part where I am creating a darker band beside the outline, it creates a shadow, and then you will think like it creates the illusion that this thing is a bit um, like it's kind of a there's a gap between the skin and that part of the machinery. Yeah, there are a lot of artistic games out there. I saw one game, I have to look for it. It is about an artist. That game. Two artists basically. There was a lady. She's, oh my god. Sorry for the sound pollution, like, it's too much. I really think I should start doing my live stream like middle of the night, like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. Then there won't be any sound probably. So this game is about two artists. One is an old man who's the neighbor of the lady. I forgot the name. Durga? What's about Durga? Oh no, actually I draw a lot of mythological characters. Like I love drawing. I was actually thinking of drawing Odin and other mythological characters, but I didn't really get time. Actually, I was making an entire animation on Norse mythology as well. So this is kind of something I use a lot of characters from all over the world. I was actually, there is a friend of mine who was writing a book based on Asian mythology, like lots of not only Indian but also Southeast Asian, like Thai mythology, which is pretty close to Indian, and there are some other East Asian mythology that are related to. I really don't know much about those things, but he's writing a book, and I am trying to create some artwork based off of that. I hope I can make, like, he wanted me to create a comic strip based on that, but it takes a lot of time for me to create comics. But if I can ever manage to create that, I will, because the story is amazing. Like, I don't know if he's going to publish, but whatever I have read is really good, and it is a kind of connecting story between all the cultures, Asian, East Asian and Southeast Asian cultures. And I had no idea how much these cultures were connected. So that's why I love drawing all these characters and all these gods and goddesses. And I mean, see, like, if you want to draw something supernatural or something mythological or celestial, you can't. Togo the legend. Okay, you are jumping from one topic to another so fast. Yes, Togo means the one that uh, made it was a sledging, sorry, not sledging, it's a sleigh dog, right? And there was history of Togo and Balto, right? The other dog is Balto. Yeah, I know, there was a movie from Disney, I think it's William Dafoe did that, acted by William Dafoe. I know the story of Togo. The medicine, they actually went from one place to another, and it was a perilous journey, and they had to send this medicine, like take this medicine to this other place. My God, I'm horrible at storytelling. Anyways, you get the idea. I mean, you know the story. Okay, you watched that series, that movie, Togo. Okay. Yeah, Togo was, and I'm like, some stories of animal is just so interesting. I don't know. I mean, some of the real life stories, and I'm like, whoa, that's. Hmm. Even humans are not as capable of doing all these things. But yeah, like it was a story about relationship between humans and animals. So, do you know another dog called Hachiko? I think his name was Hachiko. Yeah, I think his name was Hachiko. There's a statue of Hachiko in a station in Japan. Yeah, I also love Hachiko's story. Do you have dogs as pets? Like, do you like dogs? I do like dogs. My only problem with dogs are is they bark a lot in the middle of the night. Like they congregate in the middle of the night, and they just decide to bark randomly, and it's very difficult if you want to record voice, or if you want to have a live stream or anything. Like if you want to sleep, it's very difficult when 50 dogs are barking from all over your locality. That is the only problem I have with dogs. Other than that, they are pretty friendly. But I absolutely cannot tolerate their screaming in the middle of the night. They start singing in the middle of the night. So, no, 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 no. I'm not going to buy a dog. And the problem with dog is not like if I have a dog of my own. The problem is other people's dogs and all the street dogs and all the other dogs that start barking like 3 a.m. in the morning. But yeah, at home I sometimes feel like I should have a dog, but then I realize I am extremely emotional. I have cried when my fish died, and it was a guppy. It was a tiny speck of life, and I cried when it died. So I really don't think I can I can live a life for 15 years with a dog, and then when it will pass away, I don't think I can take that trauma. So that's another reason I don't want to take a dog as a pet, because yeah, I really don't think I can tolerate sort of dogs are so adorable that even if um, you like even if if you have a heart of stone. I am just being a bit poetic, but even if you have heart of stone, they will melt your heart. I mean, you won't feel that much sad if people die as much as you will feel sad when dogs die. I mean, let's face it. I've seen I love watching horror videos, and I've seen ghost videos where people are screaming, they're crazy, like they're just running from the ghost. I don't know what kind of ghost, but they are scared and we're just laughing at them. But if there's one video where a dog is scared of ghosts, everybody writing in the comment, not the dog. Like people just go so angry even at the ghosts, supposedly ghost, that they are scaring the dogs. Like, no, you can't scare the dogs. Scare the people as much as you want, but you can't scare the dogs. So yeah, our sentiment towards dogs are really, really deep, I would say. Anyways, so it's almost done actually, the painting, and I kept on talking about a whole lot of nothing except the painting. Like I didn't even talk about the painting that much. So oh, I colored it. Did you see the glow of the glow of the character? Like how I use the glowing stuff, mostly color dodge, and yeah. And sometimes, okay, there are two types of blending, by the way. Here, one is layer blending, another is brush blending. So if you're like, for example, if you want to create some glow while painting, you can use your brush blending mode as color dodge or screen or add, whatever suits you. But you can also use your layer blending mode, which means that you can change blending mode of your layer. Yes, there are other people coming and going. I can see that, but none of them are talking. So generally, that's what happened with my live streams. Like one or two people talks a lot, and others just silently watch it. Sometimes they watch it, sometimes they leave, they come back again. Is like that. So I mean, I don't even like this YouTube system is like you can't even see who's here. So I can't really tell who's coming or going, or I can't address them or talk to them if they don't start chatting on the chat box, because I really don't know who's coming or going, who's watching silently. Maybe some people just want to watch the painting silently. Maybe I'm just disturbing them by talking. Maybe I should post a live painting without talking, like just silently I'm painting, maybe with some music. Are you guys going to watch it? If I just post a silent 1 hour live stream of a painting where I'm not going to talk at all and you'll just watch the painting for an hour. Oh, another thing is that here the butterfly, because I think it's like around 7 hour mark, close to 7 hour, and I was extremely tired of drawing this thing, so I just added an asset from. Um then I think I will next time I will have a silent this thing live stream where I am not going to talk at all. There won't be any sound of my voice, and forget about these horns and all that. Maybe that would be better. Yeah, I mean, then I don't have to be in front of my streaming app or anything. Like I can start the streaming and then walk around and do whatever I want while people are watching the painting. I mean, that's yeah, that's I am super lazy. And yeah, beside, I really don't know if people like it or not, like when I'm talking. So yeah. Are you from India? You asked me about Durga and all that, so are you from India? Because I've seen a lot of Indians, they just um, they pick up the particular part of their culture and they're like, oh my god. Yeah, you can. Generally, I don't draw with layers when I'm drawing privately, but when I'm painting or drawing for a course or tutorial or a live stream, then I use a lot of layers. Generally, I would recommend not to use that many layers, because not only layers make it heavy, it's. Oh, I'm from somewhere in Southeast Asia. The reason I don't talk about where I'm from, because um, a lot of people actually judge people based on where they're from. First of all, second of all, people from the same country or culture, they try to how do you call it? They try to control the moment they hear, oh, so you're from my country. Oh, so you're saying this thing. You can't say these things because you're from my country and you're kind of dishonoring our culture and all that. So I really don't like that kind of behavior. A lot of people do. I'm not saying that everybody is like that, but that's why I generally don't talk about where I'm from. Obviously, I'm not from Europe or USA or any of the Americas. If we talk about continent, but yeah, I'm from some part of Asia, especially southeast part, south. No, I'm not. I shouldn't say that because a lot of people thought I'm Indian because of my accent, especially Western people, and that was funny because they just hear a certain kind of accent and they're like, "Oh, you're from there. You have a trashy accent." I have heard so many times how like from Western people, especially from I don't know where they're from. I remember one Canadian person and one American person. They just uh, wrote trashy stuff on my comment section, like, "Oh, you have such bad accent. Oh, you have that bad Indian accent and all that." And I'm like, even I don't know what Indian accent is because I've heard so many accent from not only from India, like from uh, all over these South Asia, Southeast Asian countries, and they are similar sometimes, and they're sometimes wildly different. I'm like, okay, you just imagine yourself, whatever you want to imagine. And if you don't like my accent, don't watch it. Like, what can I do? I'm not forcing you to watch. So that's why I generally don't talk about location because there are some people who are really nasty. They talk about like, and they kind of have this weird mentality. Oh my god, this bike! Why don't they use any muffler, silencer in the bike? Why do they need to ride a bike with that sound, annoying everyone? I just don't understand. So this is the painting, and most of which I planned to describe it, but I started talking a lot about a lot of things. So yeah, I think this is a very good idea that to have um, live stream without any conversation, just some music. Maybe people would love to watch that. I'll take a vote. And if people are okay with that, probably I'll do that. Because then I don't have to talk that much. So, what do you think about this painting? I don't know if you can hear me or not. Anyways, I'm not sure. Okay, something's wrong with my YouTube chat. Like, I can't see half of it, and sometimes it doesn't show. Anyways, so this is the drawing. I will post it on my Instagram so that people can like see it properly, because this is just within the drawing interface. I hope you guys liked it, and I will actually post vote poll. I will post a poll where you can tell me if you want a silent live stream with music, or you want me to blabber away with the live stream. I think the silent one will win because why not? People who come here to watch the painting probably like, I don't like her talking, like I don't want her to talk, which is good for me as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it and I didn't bore you that much. So see you in the next video, and I please keep an eye on the community tab because I will post when I'll have this next video or next live stream, whatever. And if you can, then please like the video. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe. If you want to subscribe, do it, it's up to you, but just press the like button so that YouTube will know that my video is liked by people, so they can kind of share it with other people, probably with people who likes to listen to me talking about dogs and whatnot. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you. Let me see how to. Now I have to stop the live stream. Anyways, see ya, guys.